that describe a trichologist would be an advocate, an educator,
a professional,
healthy hair practitioner.
Trichology is the scientific study of hair loss, scalp disorders, and diseases. There's a global hair loss epidemic. There's not enough attention being paid to people who suffer with hair loss as it relates to cosmetology. So a trichologist is one that will go the extra mile, partner with the medical professionals that are necessary to help resolve those hair loss issues that one may be facing. The other part about being a trichologist is having that care and that concern about the wellness of the body of individuals who are suffering with hair loss. One who could actually counsel them about bad eating habits and getting them on a wellness plan for healthy eating that ultimately helps to heal the body in many ways. Along with that, there are trichological services that a trichologist would provide for those clients. It could be something with laser therapy or it could be scalp exfoliation services. There would be a number of things that a trichologist could do to help those people who are having those issues.
I think it's just a more broader perspective on hair loss and skin conditions that you don't get in cosmetology or barber school.
What's going to be rendered in a trichological center is going to be something totally different. One that's going to a salon to get hair care services. Again, it reverts back to the trend, the style, the cut, the color, the relaxer, the permanent wave, those type of things that they would render in a salon.
Hair growth, the lack of it or the health of it starts on the inside, it's internal. There are a number of different reasons why people lose hair. We always think about stress, and that's one of the main things as a cosmetologist we were taught. It was stress. We knew it was medication, but now I learned how and why the medication affects the hair loss so profoundly. And study it more in depth. Like we had a great program. I learned even more about pH than I thought I knew as a cosmetologist. Even today, explaining and understanding how the pH plays a role in your whole body. Not just about the pH of a product, which what is most cosmetologists understand, which is why it's so important that from the field and study of hair care, we need to become a part of this program.
in my profession, I am responsible for consumer engagement. So I do a lot of editorial writing for large magazines and constantly communicating with the public about hair care products. My company sent me over to South Africa, where I was a part of a panel discussion for South African media as it relates to the care of natural hair. And so I was the person on the panel, the certified trichologist, speaking on the science of hair, the do's and the don'ts of natural hair, how to care for the hair in more of a, not just a topical approach, but also an internal health and wellness approach. So I was able to talk about nutrition and diet, stress levels, medication, genetics. And so these are things that are topics that we're not familiar with as it relates to our hair care. We're mostly always thinking about what shampoo or conditioner I can buy that's gonna create some miracle for my hair to grow. And my perspective is, let's start from some of the other pieces of the pie that make the whole pie, and then narrow in how to optimize the health and wellness of your hair.
If a beautician, cosmetologist, barber are not certified as a trichologist, they open themselves up to numerous lawsuits and potential multi-figure judgments against them. For the instance, if someone's hair was to fall out or if the skin became irritated and they were not certified, that person could be subject to negligence lawsuits or malpractice lawsuits.
You need to know what you're doing. there are complications that come with any procedure. Trichology is also part of it. It's a procedure. You're telling them what to eat, how to eat it. Somebody can overeat. Somebody can so there are many things to talk about. You have to have a knowledge in order to dispense effectively help.
I come from a communications background. Writing is a strength of mine, but knowledge is power. And this trichology certification actually gave me that power to speak to the consumer with a different type of passion.
Treat each person as an individual. Medicine, there's no stroke. We go, this medicine can do this, can do ABC. But
To do a better cleanup job, and it takes time to do that. You can't get all of that moved in one application. There are a number of things that has to happen. First of all, they've got to make that diet change.
Be ye not fooled. There are other programs and institutions out there of its kind, but they are not fully authorized or accredited. There are trichologists who did not evolve from the National Trichology Training Institute, but they are not fully accredited or authorized.
Some of our major achievements that we've achieved from the National Trichology Training Institute. Number one, we've been recognized in the state of Georgia. From the House of Representatives, we have a resolution that declares that we are truly a school that is post-secondary authorized, and that we are literally the only brick and mortar school currently in the continental U.S.
The National Trichology Training Institute partners with medical doctors, trichology instructors, and other professionals in health and wellness to ensure that men, women, and families receive the peace of mind that they deserve as it combats hair loss and other diseases associated with hair loss.
knowledge is the key here. So when we talk, we say knowledge, skill, and ability to recognize a problem, right? You cannot just go in and out. 2-3 days, you run away, so you've learned something. It doesn't work that way in medicine. A deep knowledge, and analysis or skill will give a better and effective care.
Well, there are many ways to identify a true certified trichologist. Let me speak to that for a moment. There are a lot of people out here who are providing some form of trichological services. There are a lot of people who are saying, I'm a certified trichologist. For the most part, these people have gone to a 2 or 3 day workshop. That's not a real diploma program, and neither is that a real true certification program either. To be able to consider yourself as one who is a true certified trichologist with a diploma, you need to enroll in a program that is provided by a post-secondary board of education or by a university system in your state. I always encourage people when they talk about becoming a trichologist to do your homework, do your due diligence, go online, research these people out, go the extra mile, contact them by phone or by email, have them to validate their school ID number and the board that authorizes them to be a school. If they're not authorized as a school and they do not have a school ID number, they're not a real school. So what you're getting is some training, you're getting some level of knowledge, but it's not true education that leads you to a diploma. So I would encourage people not to take those type of programs. I would even hasten to say that somewhat fraudulent in providing something where people think they're getting a true diploma, but they're not. Now, let me rightly divide that. They're getting information. They're learning something about hair loss, but they're not ultimately getting a real diploma, which could lead to legal impositions and problems later on down the road should they ever get into a situation where they're sued.
I was doing platform work at a major trade show in Chicago, And Connie Judge was doing a class on hair loss. Now, I had known her from doing other programs with the industry. I asked to take my lunch to go sit in on an hour of her program and found out that she had started an institute to teach how to restore. So NTTI was like bread to me, water to drink, because I was looking and searching for the information.
Well, I decided to come on board as a student at NTTI, and it's been a life-changing experience for me.
I'm very proud to know that we have the integrity. Our motto for this school is education with integrity. That's what we provide, proper education.